Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today I'm going to prove to you that any fool can write folk tunes. It was around 20 years ago that I wrote my second book, Any Fool Can Write Fiddle Tunes, and this recently went out of print, so I have put that into a PDF version which is available free to all my patrons on Patreon. And I thought I'd share with you some of the key secrets in that book to show how easy it is to write your first few fiddle tunes. And we're going to use what is an almost magical formula. It's based on the structure of the bars in an awful lot of fiddle tunes. So we're looking at, to start off with, a tune called Saddle a Pony, which I've just played. And if you listen carefully, then you'll see that there's a lot of repeating of bars, and it makes for a very coherent structure. So just listen again, listen to what the first bar is doing, and listen to what the beginning of the second line is doing. Okay, so you might have spotted that the first bar, which is marked on the sheet music in red, happens 3 times. So it comes and again. So once you recognise that, if you are writing a tune yourself, then whatever you put down as your first bar already covers 2 more bars and starts to give you a real structure. If you look at the second half, then we have, written in orange, we've got this. So exactly the same thing has happened in the second half as happened in the first half. So what we have is a series of questions and answers. So our first question, bar 1, has an answer which is that. And notice that we're going up for this answer, and the second answer is going to come down. But the answer has to relate closely to what the question was. So it's actually part of an ascending line. So your second answer is that. The question comes again, and we have the same first answer, like that. What would happen if we had the same answer 3 times? It would sound like this. And that clearly doesn't sound good. So you need the variation of a different answer too. So we get exactly the same thing again in the second half. We get a first answer, this one, same question, answer going down, same question, same first answer. So your questions and answers are very neatly organised. Now let's look at, in blue, what you've got is the ending line, which comes twice. It ends the first line and it ends the second line. And that line you will see is a descending line which ends on the tonic. So we've got this bit. So that's going to end the line on the repeat again. And it's going to come after the end of the second part. it's almost like colouring by numbers. It works very neatly and efficiently. So when you come to composing, what you need is a starting bar. So keeping the same sort of feel, but we'll just change key. Let's go to the key of D. It's going to stay as a jig, but let's try. And then another bar which will start second line. So you just then, with just 2 bars, you've actually filled in 6 bars and you've made up a great part of the structure. So you need an answer, and I'm just going to improvise one. That's the first answer, second answer, and then ending of a line, something like that. Second bar, second starting, go down, let's have. And there we go. We've written a tune in a matter of a couple of minutes, and it's not the best tune in the world by any means, but it is a tune that absolutely works. And if you play this in a session and nobody recognised it, they would think just that they didn't know the tune. They wouldn't think that it's something you just made up. Just to show that that wasn't a fluke, let's try another completely different tune, and this is Willowfjord, which is a Shetland reel. And it sounds like this. Just look at the colours of the bars and you'll see that we've got exactly the same pattern. So you can see that we've got exactly the same structure, we've just got a bit of a different feel. So if we're going to have a first bar, we'll give it a similar feel and we'll stay in the same key. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Something to end the line. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, now for the second line. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So with just those 2 bars, we've written most of the tune, and you just need an answer, the first answer and a second answer for each of those, and you need an ending, a line ending. So you might go with something like this. The only trouble with doing this absolutely on the fly, without preparing it, is that it's easy to forget your end of the first line by the time you get to the end of the second line, which I think I did there. But you certainly get the idea. It really is very easy to write a folk tune which really does hang together. Of course, this is not the only structure that tunes follow, and if you look at half a dozen tunes, you may find 1 or 2 that have this pattern. You may find other that the other 4 have either 4 completely different patterns or more likely 1 or 2 different patterns. But you're already familiar, if you know a lot of tunes, you're already familiar in the back of your mind with these patterns. It's just a question of having them consciously there, and that really does allow you to write tunes quickly. So if you enjoyed this and would like a copy of the dots for this, then do subscribe and send me an email. If you would like a copy, a free PDF copy of the whole book, which has lots of other ideas surrounding the matter of writing folk tunes, then do subscribe to my Patreon page, and for a month that will be available to everyone on there, and after a month then it'll be available just 4 chapters followed by the rest, which you can get if you join at level 2 or 3. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.